So yeah, hello again. Great to see you again today. You probably might have realized the kind of prototypes that are standing here in the expo area. And as you probably also have realized that some of them emerged in the context of an initiative we hosted inside the Interfacer project, which was the so-called Maker Challenge. So just some background. The idea of the Maker Challenge was, with the great idea of the FabCity operating system, a platform that should be feeded with designs that then can be produced locally, right? But where could the products come from, right? Of course, we have existing products, with existing initiatives. We might even feed it with international projects from the global scale. But our idea was, why don't we just ask local people, the Hamburg local people, to also bring in their ideas and realize them? So we also said we want to use this opportunity to spread the word around everything we do. So there was also a marketing aspect of that the broad public should actually find out what we do, find out that they can be part of it, and actually anyone without any prior knowledge or technical expertise or training can be part of this, right? So being an inventor to becoming a maker was the idea of the Maker Challenge. So we asked all the people in Hamburg and around to actually come up with ideas, the product ideas for physical products that can be made in the environment of a fab lab, right? This was basically the idea. We've run that last year via a specifically for this purpose developed challenge platform. It's still online. There are actually more challenges hosted at the moment. You want to have a look. If you have an idea for a challenge which you want to get solved, visit this and tell us. We had the Maker Challenge last year. This is what it looked like in general, that you could submit your idea and you would not need much more than a sketch or a drawing. Could be a photo, very low threshold, no technical expertise, no technical documentation required at this stage. So it was open for 3 months, and we actually received more than 100 submissions. 200 people actually registered, and very interestingly, we said this is a collaborative approach, right? So we also want to invite people to actually collaborate in the context of a competition, right? So we invited them to actually also, before the deadline, comment and give review and feedback to other projects. So whenever one submitted an idea, right at the next moment, it was publicly visible, right? So anyone can actually comment on the ideas, and some of the ideas actually evolved in the process of the submission phase, which was interesting to see for us, that even in a competition where it's about prices, people would start collaborate if you give them the chance to, which we find very fascinating. We also said we want to include the local public Hamburg area to ask them, which of these products would you buy? Which of these products you would use? So it was kind of a market research on the ground with the product ideas that were submitted, right? And it was interesting to see that more than 500 people voted 20,000 times on the ideas to help us in the pre-selection process to identify the top 50 of those 100 ideas. We also very positively were surprised that many girls and women actually took part. So more than a third of the ideas was submitted by female participants, which we find great because, as you know, usually the labs is mostly covered by guys, right? So we also said this is a great initiative to actually have it in a broader scale. Also, the range of people was really fascinating. So the age distributed from really students. Even in school, pupils took part with a whole class, where in their class, they crowdsourced ideas and submitted them as a project up to people 70 plus in the retirement age, found out by this and participated in the idea. So it was really good to see with the low threshold, no prior knowledge required, you could actually address a lot of people. So then we first had a public community voting, which we used, as I told you already, to identify a short list, top 50. I mean, from 150, it's not too much, but we wanted to have this public voting. Also, we said we want to give a strong vote to the public and say the rank 1 to 5 without any jury, without any experts looking at it. If the community says those 5 ideas are the top 5 ideas, we should make them, right? Whatever it is, okay? It was kind of an experiment. Anyway, it ended up that those were really cool projects which we could actually make. Then we had the second round with a jury session that actually was focusing on the remaining 45, and among those 45, they chose 50 more products as finalists. So we had 20 finalists overall, and the finalists were all winners because they were taking part in the prototyping phase. So the prize actually was the prototyping phase where we helped them to actually make their idea come true in the form of a prototype. Of course, one hopefully a good attraction was also to invite them to exhibit their idea ready in a prototype here at this event today. So the deadline also for the prototype was basically 2 days ago, which some projects needed, but you can see the high detail that it was worth it. So these were the top 20 ideas that made it to the finalist phase, to the prototyping phase, and it's maybe very interesting. You could even look them up on the challenge website. It's still online, and it's also very interesting to see, you know, the broad variety of products, but also the level and degree of elaborativeness, right? So really some sketches where there was only a rough idea, and now it's the prototype. So it's a good inspiration for you to also check, you know, what was happening in between, right? So with those 20 projects we started, unfortunately not all 20 made it, but I think we have 18 prototypes really here being part that were mostly done by the makers themselves with some help that we provided them. So those top 20 made it into the prototyping phase. The prototyping phase basically was a half year, right, from the end of the challenge. We gave them a 250 cash for materials. They also get a mentor from our side, which should support them, which mentor them. And then we also provided one of the Fab Labs in the Hamburg community, which is close by or has the right machinery to actually make a prototype happening. So this is what happened, and the result of this equation you can find today as the physical prototype. So, as a kind of cherry on the cake, because we think it was already a good prize to actually, you know, spend the time with the people, helping them prototype. We wanted to keep the motivation high, so we said, okay, let's also do a prize for the best prototypes, right? That really made it, that really focused, that really pushed forward their project, and who were able to actually come up with a prototype that is really, really good. But before that, I just wanted to check. Please, all makers of the Maker Challenge, please raise your hand. How many are here? Okay, that's great. So first of all, a round of applause for all the makers. So to select 3 projects that should receive a Best Prototype prize, we took into account with an internal jury, where also Professor Wulfsberg was part of, where we were checking for certain criteria. For example, we were highly interested how engaged was the team, right? How independent were they? Would they need a lot of help? How did they, have a learning curve, right? So the engagement of the team over time was very important to us. A second issue was the quality of the prototype, right? And therefore you would have to, take into account where you started from, right? It's probably a different story if you start from scratch and have a prototype ready, or you already have your CAD files and only have to print them. So we kind of took the delta from the status quo and basically the status 2 days ago, right? And had a look of what was really happening, right? And then the third case was also to look into the question whether, how many kind of different technologies have been applied, right? As you can really see, there are some IoT appliances. We also got a feeling for what happens next, right? So actually there are some products which you might say, tomorrow you could probably put them on some marketplace, right? Or also the purpose of the project, like for education. How well is it documented, right? So we invited them, and this is what we are going to do for the next week as well. Invite them with an introduction also to the FabCity operating system, to documentation standards. But this is something which we've learned today as well, where we make use of all the features that were developed throughout the project, and we want to apply it to the people, to the users, to the makers, right? So we took those criteria into account and now selected 3 products that should receive a prize. The prizes are sponsored very thankfully by the Young Talent Club here in Hamburg. It's run by Hamburg Marketing and Hamburg Invest, and the Young Talents Club is a actually for pupils, a club for young people between the age of 10 to 14 who can visit any kind of workshops around making, around OIT, around other topics throughout the year. And very thankfully, they helped us making this prize ready. So the third place for the best prototype would receive 250 euros. And I was collecting some quotes that the people in the jury actually made about this. So strong engagement of the team, right? A high technical versatility of the project in having mechanical setup, having electrical setup, and even coding inside. So really, really a lot of progress and ready to be deployed for educational purposes. Maybe the maker or the makers already have a gut feeling who that be, but I would like to award the third prize to the project Greenhouse for the Whole School from Leven Henning. Leven, come up. And I also want to invite Werner. Werner was the mentor of Leven. Also big support and thank you. Okay. Leven, great work, and of course you are all invited to visit Leven with his project over there in the afternoon session where we have the demo session, or even in the breaks. Have a look at it. It's a really fascinating project and a great effort. Now, coming to the second best prototype prize, rewarded with 500 euros. Another round of quotes: market-ready product, applied circular design principles, which is highly appreciated, even if it was not really necessary right from the beginning, but having this already part of it was really good to see. Great mix of functionality and design. I mean, this is what you would usually also read about the new iPhone, right? So it's really, really cool. No. Yeah, right. Better, yeah, even better. So the second prize of the best prototype goes to Maxim and the project Multifunctional Wardrobe Hook. Maxim, where are you? And I forgot about the mentor, but Oscar, I think he's not around, is he? Oscar Litka, are you here? No, he's not. But anyway, he should receive his present later. Also, thanks to Oscar here in this round. Maxim, what's the plan with your product?
Yeah, so my plan was in first place to create something that can be bought in a store, for example, and has also the feature to assemble it yourself. So it's not only you buy it and you hang it on the wall, but it's also the process of building it yourself, making it your own, and then using it as well. So yeah, thank you for the award.
Thank you very much. And finally, receiving a prize money of 1,000 euros for the best prototype in the context of the Maker Challenge. Getting nervous now, right? High quality of the prototype, using extensive analytics, which are included in the project, full documentation, ready for further use, being shared under actually Creative Commons and open source principles, also highly engaged in the process of prototyping, and we're really happy to have that project with us. The first prize goes to the project Portable filter cup by Suve, Rishuta and Varun. Come up. Congratulations. And also Sebastian Beckhaus-Behnke. Sebastian, as the mentor, I want to have you here as well. He's up there. Where is your mentor? Sebastian, I've seen you. Come up. Sebastian is a very special mentor. On the one hand, he was really also, he said he would not have to do much with you, right? This is good. But also Sebastian helped us out with other projects as well. So he was a multi-mentor, even himself a maker who brought up his own products in the Maker Challenge, which you can also see here. So he's really also into the scene, and we are happy to have you with you. You're probably well equipped, but you could always need another toolbox. So thank you very much. Just go to your team. So what's next? What are you planning to do?
I mean, currently we are just students now, and as soon as we finish our master thesis and everything, in the future we are looking forward into making us a full product. Right now it's just a prototype, and we want to customize it to like various sizes and like actual practical use, yeah.
So what does product actually do?
So yeah, ours is a portable water filter cap. Like you guys might have seen a full water filter bottle, but not a cap. So this is like for easy use. You can carry it easily, and it can be applied for like a wide range, like a lake water, a pond water, or even normal tap water. So you want to continue? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you are going to any hiking place or somewhere and you want to instantly filter the water, so you do not have anything. You just have to carry this cap, and you can fit it over any container or anything, and you can just use it instantly for 2 minutes to filter 2 liters of water. So, and also the capability of it is something like that you have to charge it for once for say 50 hours, and it can go for a very long time. So we are also thinking about to include the solar panel on top of this cap so that it can be not only charged by the solar energy, but as well as with your USB cords or something like which is very common and can be found easily. So we have already designed, with the help of our mentor, Sebastian, the PCB design of it. It's already ready. So we are looking forward to it, make it a reality and make it to the market so that people can be helped and can use this across in the remote places and wherever. At least it will give you a possibility to survive further. So that is a basic idea behind this was. And we are very thankful to the Maker Challenge and the Fab City. We had no idea that we are going to win this. We are really grateful, and thank you so much. Thanks for this. We didn't thought we would. So, woohoo!
Thank you very much. So please now, the 3 prizes, please people come up once again that we have one group photo. So we would be able to drink some water of the River Elbe. Can we?
Yeah, actually we tested from one of the lakes here.
Who want to try a sip of Elbe water? Quality, okay. Okay. Okay, great. So please come up. So this concludes the Maker Challenge award ceremony. I invite you to really make extensive use of the prototypes and the people around it and tell them and ask them. And of course, the next step is actually to make a documentation in a way to actually also be able to feed it into the Fab City operating system. And also just one more opentation for especially Hamburg, but even beyond, right? We can apply the platform also not only locally, but globally, basically. So what is your challenge? If you want to solve it with your local community, visit the platform, and we can help you with that. On that, no, Ollie, where is Ollie? Will there happen something now? Okay. Okay, so now finally you are ready to have your lunch. Thank you very much. Meet you again in 1 hour. Thank you.